Your thoughts?
I think we're a very, very underrated group. I know we had a lot of really key guys who left for the draft this year, but we have a lot of young guys and a lot of transfers that are going to come in and make an impact right away. So, it's a chip on our shoulder. I feel like the past 4 years since I've been here, we've been rated pretty highly, and we haven't been able to come out on top and be anticipated the way we're supposed to. And I feel like with the chip on our shoulder now, being ranked 8th, it gives us perspective, and there's no pressure on our backs.
There's a general belief that it doesn't matter. College football these days is so hard to project. So do you find little things to get fuel from something like this? So you're saying it's a chip, although it really doesn't matter that much. So you're just looking for fuel, and this is kind of giving you guys a little bit of that?
Yeah, it's just extra fuel. Like you said, it really doesn't matter what you're ranked at all during the season, before the season. But, like for me, being ranked 8th after the way we finished, I've seen the teams who've came in, I've seen the teams now. I believe we're one of the best teams in the country, one of the best teams in the conference. So, it puts the chips on my shoulder, and then, as a leader, it trickles down to all the younger guys, and knowing that some people out there don't believe in us. So it'll work out.
I got to ask this: since you weren't representing the team with interviews last week, and you were part of the media, did you get the vote?
Nah.
Oh, that's a good question.
Nah, I actually didn't.
You should have gotten one. Honestly.
That would have been crazy. I
Okay,
didn't
so
know.
You actually did get an email to vote, but it came.
Oh, are you serious?
You didn't get to vote.
There we go.
So
Blame
where,
game.
where would you put
You
you?
could have bumped
UNC.
it up to higher.
Would have been number one immediately. Absolutely.
How did that work out doing that at the ACC? How did you manage to get credentials and all that to do it? I've never seen another player in another school do what you did.
I just got to give props to Jeremy and Coach Brown. They, for me, they know my goal after I get done playing football is to be a broadcaster, sports anchor, reporter, anything in that field. So, just being able to have the opportunity like that, I don't think any other school in the country would have had that opportunity for me. So, being able to come here, and Coach Brown was on TV. He knows how to talk. He's done this stuff before. Him and Jeremy have the connections I can use in the future. So, just they decided to hook me up for it, and I was all in. I'd love to be a player and be interviewed, but also it gave me contacts, it gave me connections, and allowed me to practice for the future.
Was it awkward talking to opposing players? I remember you asked Grayson McCall what it'd be like.
I asked the guys I knew, so it wasn't too awkward. But at the same time, in the future, that's what I'm gonna have to do. So I had to get used to it sooner or later.
I saw you do some interviews. I think Eric McLean did one with you. Was he interviewing you about the media stuff or about football? Or was it kind of half and half?
It was kind of half and half. At first, it was more media, but then we started talking about football. And I love Eric. He's been a big role model of mine for a long time, and he's such a good guy to listen to and talk to, and he gives me all the pointers that I need. So being able to talk to him was a big thing for me.
He's got a mini audition for you.
Yeah.
Some of those opportunities.
Absolutely. There was a lot of eyes out there who saw me, and a lot of people gave me props. So it was honestly perfect. I loved every minute of it.
Who's your favorite broadcaster?
My favorite broadcaster? It might be Eric now. I got to give props to Eric. Either Eric or Desmond Howard. I love the whole college game day crew. Oh yeah, that's being on that at that desk is definitely one of my dream jobs. That or ACC Network.
Who at the J schools helped you, pursue these broadcasting dreams?
I'd honestly say my creative sports writing teacher, Professor Crothers. I remember the biggest thing for him is that he wrote, I guess, the first article about Tiger Woods, and it was a while ago. So when he told me about that, I was like, yo, that's crazy. And he just continually, told me that I had a career in this. And then another adjunct instructor, Darren Vaught. He was a broadcaster, and he does some of the baseball games, and he was one of my professors in one of my classes, and he taught me some stuff in broadcasting. So definitely those two people.
You know both of them well, actually.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah.
Do you do any writing?
Writing?
Just all with the
No,
mic?
he's too fancy for that.
Oh. No, I like doing writing. It helps me out. Writing definitely helps out a lot of things, like making scripts and stuff like that, and then just doing interviews and annotating and all that. So I do a little bit of both.
What do you think Tim saw in you to push you into journalism and broadcasting?
He told me my personality and being able to talk well and speak well and constantly wanting to get better. I know I wasn't a great writer at first, so I kind of took that approach as if I was on the field trying to learn how to run a different route. Just being able to go into that class and learn how to write, learn how to create the structure of the story. That was a little bit tough for me, but I would always ask him after class, how can I be a better writer and all that. So it helped out.
Yeah. JJ, in your view, how will this offense be different than it was last year? I'm assuming it's obviously going to be a different quarterback, mostly a different offensive line. I'm assuming there will be some differences in just the way you guys play. From your view, how do you see those differences working out?
I feel like the ball is definitely going to spread around a lot more this year. I know it did last year, but especially with the depth in the wide receiver room and the tight end room, there's a lot of guys who can make plays. But we already have a guy in Amarion who's going to get his carry. He's going to get a bulk load of the carries the rest of the season. But like I said, there's going to be a lot of people going to make a lot of different plays, which I'm excited to see. And there's a lot of anticipation, especially out the young guys in the receiver room. So I'm excited.
JJ, what was the process for you kind of getting back to the field? Obviously, missed time in the spring. What was the process to trying to get back to 100% leading into this game?
Oh no, it wasn't too bad because I kind of did the same thing last year. I had the surgery last year, missed all of spring, all of summer, and then came back like the day of camp and was able to play last season. So pretty much my second go around. So I kind of had an understanding of how to handle my rehab, how to handle my injuries, and how to come into practice. Not going absolutely 100% full speed, trying to do the most, but gradually getting back into it. I know we got 2-3 weeks away till week 1, so that's the main goal is being ready for the game against Minnesota.
So pretty much feeling 100% at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
With all the playmakers that you mentioned, you have different quarterback situation now. Do you see a lot of that kind of short distribution, getting a bunch of different guys the ball in space and kind of playing off the run game, how linebackers are going to have to stay tight because of Omarion? I think that's going to sort of enhance spreading the ball around, especially underneath the defense.
Absolutely.
Letting you guys turn your wheels.
Yeah, because you can tell everyone's scared of Omarion. I know defense are going to be plotting around him and wanting to stop the run game, so that opens up the game for us. So it'll be a lot of one-on-one matches. I anticipate that, watching some film against Minnesota. I know they do a lot of one-on-one stuff on the outside, and I'm pretty sure they're going to fill the box trying to stop Omarion. So that just gives us out on the outside and tight ends and slots, opportunities to make plays, and that's something we strive for, and that's what we want.
Is this the most number of playmakers, tight ends, receivers that you guys have had since you got here?
Oh, absolutely.
The depth of it?
There's countless numbers of people who can make plays in the offense. In the running back room, Amarion's going to get his plays, but, a guy like Darwin Barlow, Bullet, Caleb Hood, those are all guys who can still make plays. And then, like I said, in the receiving room from some of the old guys, I'm Unc now, so it's a little bit different. But then you got the young guys, and then in the tight end room, we have a lot of people who can make plays. And especially all three quarterbacks, they're all different in their game style, but they all are gamers and playmakers.
Willie Lampkin was here last night. Willie Lampkin was here. Just from a sports broadcaster perspective, how would you describe it?
Willie Lampkin?
And how he does, how he plays.
He's very fiery. I don't know if it's like politically correct to say like short man syndrome, but like at the same time, for him, he's always really aggressive, but he's a guy who he loves to be vocal, he loves to talk, he loves to lead. He's a natural leader. Like I'm from Myrtle Beach, so I was able to see him play when he was at Coastal, and just knowing him around town, everybody knew Willie was a ball player. And then when he came here, everybody gravitated towards him as a leader, and he's been able to lead the offensive line with him and Blasky. They've been a great addition to the team.
JJ, I think he embraces the short man thing now.
Oh,
Because he can't fix it, and he kind of makes the most of it.
he definitely can't fix it. I know he stands on his tippy toes in pictures, but he definitely is a guy who we'll skip the rest of that question. We'll skip the rest of that.
From your unique vantage point, JJ, you've had 3 practices in camp now.
Mm-hmm.
How would you assess how your 3 quarterbacks are doing from your vantage point? Break it down for us.
I mean, they all are splitting reps evenly. So one day, like they've all started. Each quarterback has started in the past 3 days. A different one has started every day. So they've all had different kind of reps with different receivers. And from what I've seen, they all have taken a leadership of when they're out there, you can tell like they're the man, they're the guy, they want to lead the team. And they're all I'm happy because like they're all getting work right now. It's none of them are just wanting to be settling for the backup role. They're all competing to be the starter. And that's something that you need. Having that that drive from the quarterback. You can tell the quarterbacks want to have the offense be great. It helps our room, helps the tight end room. It shows that whoever's throwing us the ball, whoever's going to be out there day one is going to be the best quarterback. And so we have to just trust and believe in the coaching staff that they'll pick the right one.
They will have earned it.
They will have earned that spot. It won't have been given to them.
What are some of the tendencies that you see, different tendencies that you see in those in Connor Maxson?
I mean, they all have leadership. Everybody knows that Connor's more of a, I wouldn't say dual threat. He's a fast guy. I mean, we had a read option today where he took it to the crib. He's so fast. And then Max great deep ball placement kind of guy, and Jacoby's just very smart with the ball. That's something that I noticed whenever he was here the first time, and he was when I was a sophomore, and me and him used to be in. I know he used to give me that deep ball every time, so I used to love being in with Jacoby. But they all, just like I said, they all make plays. So, and they're all different. But at the end of the day, I'm just excited that somebody's gonna give us the ball and someone's gonna help us win the game.
How's Kobe Pacer look coming back?
Oh, he looks great. I'm so happy he's back. I call him the Swiss Army knife because he can play inside, he can play outside, and a lot of people said last year whenever he wasn't in the game, you could notice it. So that's something that now that he's back out there, you know when he's out there, he just constantly make plays. Just having a guy like that, he's a great route runner, has great sure hands. I mean, that's one of his attributes on the new video game. He has sure hands. But I mean, Kobe's a great guy, and I'm so happy, so excited, and so happy for him to be back out there.
You mentioned graduating. I was going to say, you guys have, Tyler Craft kind of filling in that student coaching role. I know he had already been out at practices, things like that. But what's the experience been like, having him now in that role officially with the wide receiver?
It's good. He was already coaching us, before this, but now he has that official title. But I'm so glad that Tyler's been able to stay out here. He's a guy that always gives me motivation. He's always up spirit. He's always just having his upbringing. He's so happy all the time. A lot of people gravitate towards him because of what he's been through, but at the same time, he is one anybody. If you didn't know the story, you wouldn't expect that out of him because he's always so happy. He brings so much energy every day.
He's got the hat going as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's going to wear that hat every time. He loves the hat.
You mentioned graduating to UNC status now,
Yeah.
of course, and tell me about the mentorship role that you've served for receivers like Alex Taylor, Jordan Shep.
It's been kind of crazy because I still think I'm young, but in college football years I'm getting old. But Nate's really unk in the room, so I want to just make that clear for everybody out there. I'm not really unk. It's definitely different because it seems like yesterday I just came in here learning. I came in yesterday learning from Josh Downs, Antoine Green, Bo Corrales, guys like that. And now I'm got to teach the young guys, and they're something about these past two classes of receivers. They're willing to work and they're willing to play day one. These guys come in and they look more evolved, they look stronger, they look bigger, they look faster. I mean, when you have a guy like Jordan and Alex especially, who are outside receivers, they look college ready by day one, by the time they step on campus. So it's great to have these young guys be so eager to learn, be so eager to play, and just, absorb all the knowledge they can.
Could they get on the field this year, JJ? I mean, other than special teams?
No, absolutely. I think everybody in that receiver room could get on the field. Everyone has different attributes that they can bring to the game, and, everybody in that room is a baller. So I'm just excited for the room this year.
All righty. Thanks, JJ.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, JJ.
Absolutely.